If you've been out camping in your RV and your cell phone signal was very weak or not existent, or you've been out camping and your mobile hotspot was non-existent or you ran out of data, you may have the satellite system and you couldn't find a clear view of the sky, or you didn't want to go do it in the poor weather conditions, or any of those things, I might have a solution for you when it comes to mobile internet. Today, I'm going to install a new antenna on the roof and a router on the inside of the trailer. Connect those two things up through some existing ports and existing wiring channels on our Airstream here so that we can potentially get this out to the masses and get you connected wherever you might roam. I was familiar with the company CradlePoint from my time in the government and just from state and local first responder type units who have these systems prevalent throughout their fleet of vehicles. When I had an opportunity, I volunteered to be the guinea pig. And the guinea pig meaning put that system on an Airstream and on an RV that previously has never existed before, marrying the two systems together. So the antenna comes from Panorama, the router, which is a Wi-Fi, cellular, modem, all the things router inside the trailer. Those two have not been married yet, but we've got them married now on our trailer, and I'm excited to show you how this whole system works. Doesn't seem like a difficult process, but it took me a lot of hours to get this thing in. So I would defer it to some professional installers and other modifiers of Airstream trailers to get this out. So if you are a modifier or you are a dealer, Mobile Internet Connections is looking to recruit you as a host to put this on. If you are someone in the world who is interested in getting this installed, please reach out to your modifier, meaning someone who does really cool upgrades and things like that. I can think of Vinny's, North Bay, Ronnie Dennis, Airstream Nuts and Bolts, and a host of others out there in the world who do modify the systems on trailers. But your local dealer can also get involved. If you're interested in this system, you need to reach out to one of those people. So your dealership or your modifier, so to speak, and get them to reach out to Mobile Internet Connections. Or if you need to, you can reach out to Mobile Internet Connections directly and let them know who you want to get this installed in your trailer. Hey everybody, I'm up on the roof this morning. I'm about to pull off the Airstream Connect antenna pre-wire cover. There's a couple of screws up here. I've got my flathead screwdriver. I'm going to pull out these screws. They're all sheet metal screws, Phillips, but I got the flathead so I can scrape off some of this sealant up here, and I'll get it unsealed all the way around. But what I'm going to put up here is a new antenna, new to me antenna. It's not new to the world antenna, but it's a really cool option. It's what many states, fire, police, EMS, etc., use on their vehicles. The antenna is, and then I have a CradlePoint router. So it's a Wi-Fi router, and it receives signals and pushes it out inside the rig. And this is a new technology, or new to Airstream, or new to RVing in many ways. And I'm excited to really check this thing out and see what it can provide. Does it take the place of Starlink? No. Does it take the place of your phone? No. Can it take the place of all those things? Maybe. It's a true 5G system, and the router is really cool. It's really robust. I'll get it installed, and I'll give you all the data that I know how to give. I got to go get a new screwdriver. All right, I'm back with my new screwdriver, and I'm going to pop this plate off here and show you what's underneath. All right, so what this really is just a pre-wire for your Airstream Connect antenna. So I'm going to need to hook up my new wiring to this and pull this back down through the roof. Or it's braided, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal to do. Let me get this tape off. So you can see the insulation in the roof here. See how thick it is and how much it fills up the hole. All right, so there's the wires. I'm going to scrape off this goop up here as best I can. You just have to be very careful doing this because you'll scratch the paint on the roof. and that's not what you want to do. Not a detriment if you really do it, but now I'm going to get some alcohol and try to get the rest of this off. Here is the antenna that's going to go on the roof. 6 or so inches across, 3 inches tall, not very big. The white version of this cover, white cover, it would be the more preferred because it matches your roof. I got this kind of in a rush, so I was not more concerned about the color, and it's not that big a deal. And this part right here will sit down in the hole, and this whole thing is a 3M super bonded tape, so it'll mount right to the roof, and it has its own rubber seal, so once it's on there, it's sealed and no worried about leaking from there. Now, the thing is, it's a bunch of these cords, and they're all individually wrapped, so I'm going to undo them, string them out, and I will put them all together and be able to pull all of them through there at one time. Here are the wires that go to the new antenna, and there's 5 here, 8 here, so it's a different set of wires. What I'm going to do is screw down these wires onto these old ones, and I'm going to go inside and I'm going to pull this thing through, pulling this all the way down the roof. So I need to attach a few and tape them up so I don't lose any on the way. All right, this wire is the power wire for the thing that's up there already, but let's see if I can get this thing pulled through. Let me go check the roof. Anyway, I had to go pick up some of this mesh woven fabric cable protectant thing like that. Yesterday when I was trying to pull this through, every time it would get to this part right here and all the things were connected, it would not, it would get caught. I'm going to wrap this up in here, not connecting the cables. I'm just going to tape this up and get it as strong as I can, and we'll pull that through. All right, it's time to see what we got here, if we can pull this thing through again or not. This will be much easier with 2 people, but it's just me today, so no worries. I just don't know what's holding it up. All right, so I finally got the wiring pulled through the roof, and it is not easy to do. This cable here, without the braided cable on here, the wires hang and stick and grab on everything up there. The rubber grabs against the metal or the aluminum frame and the siding and everything else, and it just wants to rip. So this is a necessity to pull that through there. If you get snagged, like 2 people make it easier, so one can feed while the other pulls, and then if you need to come back and forth a little bit because it gets a little sideways, if there's any kinks, like super kinks in the wire, almost impossible. But I got it through. All these antennas right here will come off of this router, and those various wires will plug into here. Then we'll be on our way. All right, everybody, I have routed the wires down through here. I have turned all of them, plugged all of them in on the back side of the router here, and I got to power it up. I'm just pulling them back through here so I don't have such a crazy loop of wires. So I got to do them all a little bit individually just to make sure that they're all coming in at a good angle. So I can do this a couple different ways. All the lights are right here that show you power and what signal you're getting, but I have to plug in the power cord over on this side, so I'll need that. And I got to be mindful of things I might put in here that are going to push on this, or move these wires around, things like that. So what my intent is, instead of screwing it into the bottom here, I'm just going to put some double-sided tape down so it remains here. And then I just got to be very careful about what I put up here, and it's really just clothes that go up here, so it's not that big a deal. All the lights are coming on and my wires are here. It's all plugged in. I just need to put some kind of protectant over here. I'm going to double-sided tape this thing down instead of screw. Okay. So that's that. I'm going to go grab some zip ties and zip tie this inside the cabinet back there on the back side so they don't move around. All right, you can see the wiring coming through here. I put it in here. All the wires are bundled up behind there, and they come up from the roof and come down through here. So this is 3M taped on the floor. Here's the power cord. I left all these accessible in case I need to plug into something, but you can see power's on. I have something connected to the Wi-Fi. I have a 4G and a 5G, and I have full 5 signal strength bars, and it's working great. Getting this system installed was a bit of an endeavor. It took me about 2 hours to do completely. Now, the first iteration I tried to just pull the wires through, that didn't work because it kept getting caught on things. But once I put the sheathing on, it made it much, much easier. But I still had to do 6 inches at a time. It would have made much, much easier having more people. I did have to make one adjustment to that antenna because the roof is curved right there just enough to make it kind of a pain. It doesn't stick all the way on one side. So I went and got some 3M VHB tape and stacked it up a little taller on the bottom side so it mounted the antenna more flush. But it's still flush to the roof. I still don't worry about leaking. Setting the system up is easy. Like, this is a white glove service. When you reach out to them to order your system, they're going to be, what do you want to call the router, what you want your password to be, and set the data sims up and all those things for you before it even ships. And it's going to ship to your installer, and it'll have everything ready to go. So all they have to do is plug and play, and it works just like you wanted it to when you gave them a call. The system that I have has the T-Mobile and Verizon data sims installed, so it can use either system depending on the need, and 4G or 5G depending on the towers available. I have used this with AC shore power. I have used this boondocking on battery. The amp draw is about 3 to 3.8, somewhere in that range, 30 milliamps. That's kind of what your draw is. So very, very little power to run the system, which is very impressive. If you are interested in this system, please know that you need to reach out to mobileinternetconnections.com. The website is, as of the filming of this, is not up and running yet. It's still under construction, or there may be very limited information on there, but it's coming. Know that it's coming very soon. But they are going to be the distributor of all the things. They're going to get the antenna, they're going to get the wiring, they're going to get the sims, they're going to get all the stuff ready and shipped up and packaged, ready to go to your installer. So you're not getting multiple boxes from places. I am very, very grateful, one, to know and have met Brian and Cindy from this whole operation, and I'm very, very grateful for your willingness to let me be a part of this journey with you, because it's really neat for me to experiment and play around and find things out, and an opportunity to help this RV community at large have better connectivity wherever they travel. I have had a great opportunity to chat with the folks at CradlePoint from multiple angles at CradlePoint. I've had the wonderful opportunity to talk to the antenna folks and give everybody some feedback and talk to everybody about this system and how it fits in an Airstream and how they can make it better for the RV community at large. So it's been a really, really neat process to see all those things come together. I very much love and appreciate all the security that comes involved in this. So if you're someone who's doing some sensitive things online, and you don't want people peeking in your window, so to speak, this system is extremely secure, and I'm very thankful for that. While the system that I have is probably the most robust and most expensive of all the things, they're working on data plans. They're working on hardware plans. They're working on various different setups for the users out there. So I don't know all the things that are coming out yet. and even some of the stuff that I have may change over time, but know that it's a work in progress, and they will continue to grow and continue to make it better for everyone out here roaming around the country doing fun things. From my install, I was able to give them all the feedback on wire length, plan opportunities, how I use it, what I use it for. From a content creator, what I use it for. From work, what do I use it for. From travel, how do I use the systems, and what do I expect out of the system, and how does it compare to all the other things I've used and know about out there in the world. So it's really neat to be part of the growing process for this. Again, I can't say this enough. This is a dealer installed item. Brad was able to do it just because of my knowledge and my skill set and my qualifications to do this kind of thing. But this is not for the average installer out there or DIY person out there yet. Hopefully, they get some systems out there that's feasible for in the future, but that's not open to the standard public yet. So, reach out to your installer, reach out to your modifier, or reach out to your dealer and get them to get it installed for you. I can't say enough about how impressed I am with this whole setup, because I really think it's a game changer for the RV community at large from a mobile connectivity standpoint. All right, a couple things on our setup. So I put all of the Wi-Fi antennas connected to the roof. I left 0 antennas on the inside of the trailer. Why? A couple things. If I leave my battery on in the trailer and turn off all other things inside, I can still have internet going down the highway, meaning Wi-Fi internet from this system in my trailer. So traveling through the mountains and traveling through some pretty sketchy cellular coverage areas, I always can have Wi-Fi hooked up in the truck should we need it. 2, it works great in the trailer. I've not once in we're now 1 month into using this system, and I have yet to have any issues with the Wi-Fi connecting inside the trailer. It works great inside, it works great outside, and I can share it with my neighbors if I needed to. But I like being able to roam and have my Wi-Fi in the general vicinity of the trailer and not all forced inside. But many people worry about having the signal coming down inside the trailer, but that antenna where it sits, I have no issues connecting with it anywhere inside the trailer, and it's full bars everywhere I go inside the trailer and outside for quite a distance around here. What makes this antenna better than most, and why is this system able to pick up in places where others are not? You really got to think of it like a hearing aid. So I have hearing aids in because my hearing doesn't work very well, so that enables it to amplify the sounds coming around. That's a very similar thing to antennas. This antenna is able to hear the signal from cell phone towers much better than normal cell phone signals are coming into your devices and things like that, because of the size and the quality of that antenna. So it can hear the signal much better, therefore you get a signal. And I'll give you an example. We're in Buffalo River National Park, and it's in the Ozarks of Arkansas. Sitting in this campsite right now, I have 0 bars of Verizon, and I have a T-Mobile hotspot that has 0 bars of a signal. The only way I'm getting any service at all is through CradlePoint and the Panorama antenna. And I'm the only one in this park who has that service right now, because somebody walked by and when I was doing something on my phone, and they were shocked that I had service, and that's happened a number of times in the few days we've been here. Somebody may ask why I chose to mount the router to the bottom of my cabinet instead of up on the wall. I considered doing it both ways. I chose to mount it on the bottom for now. I will likely put it up on the wall just to get it out of the way of anything I want to put up there. But for the time being, that wall is very flimsy. Meaning it's a very thin piece of wood. It's not something that's super strong. So that's the main reason I put it on the bottom instead of up top. The Airstream Connect routers that are come mounted in some trailers, or you can purchase from your dealership. Most of those come mounted on the bottom and not on the wall too. So that's the reason I chose to put it where I did. But I really would like to put it up on the wall. I've just got to figure out a way to reinforce the back side of that before I choose to, because of the vibration and the weight of that thing. I don't want it ever ripping out. So that's the main reason I put it up there, if you're wondering. And this router is a 4G and a 5G router. Most people get that confused because you're like Airstream Connect says it's a 5G system, but it's really a 4G antenna. The antennas that come pre-wired on the trailer are only 4G antennas. Therefore, they can only move 4G data. You need the 5G antennas and a true 5G router to get the 5G signal. My demo had 15 feet of cable that came with it because they were unsure of where I was going to mount it. They were unsure of where it was going to get hooked up in the trailer, so they gave me plenty of excess in the event that I needed it. Your system, if it's shipped to the dealership or shipped to the person you want to modify your trailer, will come with the correct amount of cord and not all the extra. All the things are going to get shipped to the dealership or shipped to your installer from one location, not multiple locations. I installed this system while we were in Michigan, and we traveled through most of Michigan, lower half of Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, down through Tennessee, some rural, very rural parts of Tennessee, and now we're in Arkansas and up in the Ozarks. So it works great in this campground, but we were in a very rural spot in Ohio. Blair was running an ultra marathon there, and we were camped in this very remote spot with 700 more people, maybe even 800 more people crammed into one little small area. Tent camping, car camping, RV camping, and running, and race sponsors, and all this other things. And the cell tower was a pretty good distance away, but with all those people crammed in that one area that don't normally have that much traffic, I had service. I had the CradlePoint router hooked up with the antenna going on, and I could stream movies in my rig. I had no problems with anything going on with the internet, but most people could barely make calls and had super slow data speeds on their smart devices, if you will. We have also used this system going down the highway with my laptop trying to upload videos to YouTube. So it works in multiple situations, and it's worked in some myriad states and rural and city areas alike. So I've been very, very happy with this system so far. Hey, everybody, thank you very much, as always, for making me a part of your day. Thanks for allowing me to be a part of your adventure today, and I appreciate you joining in to learn more about this system. I hope you can find something that fits your needs out there in the world, and maybe this is one of them. Have a great day, everybody, and happy adventures.